Hello Wolfpack, we have broken down from the bearish pennant formation. This is a formation on Bitcoin that remained valid for about a week, just over a week, and we saw intense sideways consolidation, very boring price action. I made a video yesterday saying we'll break out of it soon to the downside. We've broken out of it to the downside here as expected because it is a bearish pennant formation, of course, and of course we did have a bear flag formation just there, so that makes sense, right? It makes sense for us to break that to the downside. It also makes sense for us to continue going down on Bitcoin towards 17.5k. There's many reasons for that. One of the reasons is the measured move from the bear flag formation. From the bearish pennant formation targets that price region, and also from the bear flag itself, we can see that the measured move, also a conservative measured move at least, would target, below here, actually all the way down at like 11k. But if we're taking another measured move, and there is a smaller bear flag formation that's kind of hidden in the works here, if we went towards the lower time frame, we could see it more clearly. It's the top line is here, and the bottom line is the bottom of the major bear flag. If we take a measured move from that, we can actually see that this was actually targeting 17.5k as well as a conservative breakout, right? So three separate measured moves from three separate structures, all of which have broken within the last basically 10 days, are targeting at least 17.5k. On top of that, we have no support, right? There's no support between here and 17.5k. That bear flag was literally the last support zone. 19.5k as well was the 2017 all-time high. If we scroll back, we can see that quite clearly. Let's wait for that to load. Yeah, the 2017 all-time high was 19.5k, and we recently lost that as well. So we have no support now on Bitcoin. We are kind of drifting, in the middle of the air, and we can expect that move to continue downwards to 17.5k. If we bring up the macro structure, we have a pink macro uptrending line that's lasted 11 years. We broke that to the downside. We actually came up and rejected off of that for a resistance support flip. And as you can see, there's no support, but there is support at 17.5k. Not only by the wick we had in June, but also historical support. You can see here in 2020, around that price region, we did have some minor support. And so we also have the 300-week SMA here at 17.5k. We can expect 17.5k to act as a support zone, and we can expect that to be the highest possible potential bottom for Bitcoin. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be the bottom. I'm saying that's the highest possible potential bottom for Bitcoin. And accordingly, we're going to have to get into our trading plan, our buying plan for Bitcoin. I'll get into more of the analysis later. But our buying plan for Bitcoin, knowing that, is this, right? And we've changed this up a little bit. So if you're thinking it's different, it's because we've changed it up. 33% I'll be buying at 18k. 33% I'll be buying at 11.8k to 13.5k, which of course is the next major support zone, this green box here. And then 33% I'll be buying at the trend reversal, which would be at a breakout of this downtrending yellow line from November. See this downtrending big yellow line from November? That would be the trend reversal in my opinion. So again, 33% I'll be buying at 18k regardless. Even if I don't think it's going to bottom there, I'm still going to buy there. And then 33% I'm going to buy at around 11.5k to 13.8k if we get there, and then 33% at the trend reversal. Now, obviously, if we don't reach for lower targets, I'll just buy the rest of the trend reversal. The reason why I'm not going all in at one price point is because there's no guarantee it's going to stop dropping, right? Just because I'm an analyst and just because I know TA doesn't mean I'm going to predict the bottom perfectly. In fact, it's very unlikely that I'll do so. So I'd rather spread out my buys across three different levels, and I'd rather leave 33% for the trend reversal, because I know that if I try to catch the bottom with 100% of my portfolio, it might just keep dropping and I might just lose a bunch of money, right? So you have to be a little bit conservative when it comes to these things. And I would even consider that plan quite aggressive, right? If you're very conservative, what you do is you don't buy anything, you wait for the reversal and you buy you buy at the reversal, right? That's a conservative approach. So I'd actually consider my approach kind of risky, but I'm still going to do it. So with all of that said, 17.5k is very likely. But, what we also have to consider as well is that what we're forming here on Bitcoin is not a good pattern. This is actually a double top, a rounding. It's not necessarily a rounding top because it's not an upwards trend, but it's a round. I guess we're just going to call it that for the sake of, ease of sentences here. It's a rounding out formation, right? We're rounding out. We went upwards. We're forming like a mountain. We're coming back down. We have a neckline at 17.5k as well. So if we actually nearly close a daily candle below 17.5k, we can expect a sharp drop. And taking a measured move from that, from the top to the bottom to the neckline, and applying that to the breakout point, that sharp drop's going to be taking us, according to that, all the way down to like 10k. But I don't think we're going to get that low. I think the lowest Bitcoin will go, I've made this clear on many occasions, I think the lowest Bitcoin will possibly go is 11.5k. I think if we go lower than that, that's very bearish. On the weekly chart, that is. We can week below it, but that's very bearish if we close below that. That is a strong weekly chart support. Below that, there is not much. That's a simple reality. There is not much below that. And, there's obviously a lot of support, but it's all very, very, very bearish if we start getting that low. That would be lower. For example, we've seen an 84% drop in 2015, 82% drop in 86% drop in 2015, 84% drop in 2018. Dropping down to 11.5k would be, let's see what this would be. This would be an 83% drop, right? It would be consistent. Lower than that, we're starting to break some trends here, and it wouldn't be good. I know you could say, oh, well, we've already broken trends on Bitcoin. Look, the thing about Bitcoin is this, right? Everyone calling for 3k, 5, even 5k. There's the amount of lost Bitcoin that can't be accessed anymore because it's been lost, already bumps the price up to a minimum of like 2k, right? How low can we realistically go? Right, we can't actually realistically go below 2k, mathematically speaking. There's always going to be some interest in Bitcoin as well. You've got to factor that in. So I genuinely, think it's very unlikely we go below 11.5k, especially considering the fact, and this is my prediction, by the way. I'm basing my prediction off the 4-year cycle theory. The 4-year cycle theory, the way I've analyzed it, and this helped me predict the top, by the way, at 60k, says it's very unlikely. It's not actually valid if we bottom out past Q4. If we enter 2023 and the bottom is not in on Bitcoin, that's invalidated the entire 4-year cycle trend, or at least altered it significantly. So, what you're saying to me when you say Bitcoin's going to go under 11.5k, you're saying we're going to go under 11.5k, and it's going to happen before the end of Q4. And more than that, it's going to happen before, basically, I guess you could say before the end of Q4, right? I say that's very unlikely. I mean, Q4 ends in 4 months. Do I think we can drop another 50% essentially in 4 months? Look, even in the sharp volatility that we had on Bitcoin, even in the sharpest drop we had from November, right? It still took us a solid, 2.5 months to drop. And that was from the top, right? And that's usually when you see the vast majority of the selling. I don't know, guys. I just see it as unlikely. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think we'll go below 11.5k. I think if we do, it would cause immense damage to the macro. I think the lowest we can go is genuinely 11.5k on the weekly candle. Now, we can wick below, of course. And I think that the latest we can possibly bottom on Bitcoin, knowing that, well, you're assuming that the lowest we can go is 11.5k. The latest we can possibly bottom is actually December 3rd. Why is that? Well, this macro downtrending line from November will eventually cross below that 11.5k level. And when that happens, we're going to have to either break down, which would invalidate our predictions, or break upwards, which would confirm the end of the drop. So, I think 11.5k is the lowest we can go, and I think we'll be bottom out on Bitcoin by December 3rd. And I think the macro does represent that. Now, there are things that I cannot possibly predict. There are things like war, this massive energy crisis that is going on that could lead to, a capitulation event in the European economies, which could, snowball. That kind of stuff, I'm not taking that into the equation because I can't predict that kind of thing. As analysts, we have to stick to the charts. The charts tell me that going below 11.5k is unlikely. If it does materialize, I think it will very likely be due to external events that are out of my control and out of my predictive control. Now, you could say, oh, well, you could predict China invading Taiwan. And it's like, well, can you? Can you predict that? And am I a geopolitical expert on warfare? No, I'm not. I'm an analyst that reads charts. So, I think 11.5k, as per the charts say that is the lowest we can go, in my opinion. Now, obviously, people are going to disagree with me or disagree with me, and this is why I have the 33% on my buying plan that I'm not buying into a trend reversal. If I was very, very confident that we wouldn't go below certain price regions, I'd buy 100% in that region. The reason why I'm spreading out my buying plan is because I'm not confident. You can't be confident with this kind of thing. It's not something that confidence is instilled into. We are in unknown territory on Bitcoin. For the first time in Bitcoin's price history ever, we're rejecting from a 200-week SMA from a downside. We've broken below an 11-year macro support, right? This is not a time where you can be confident. This is a time where you can give your best guess. And I would not blame you if you go even more conservative than my buying plan. I would not blame you if you only buy 30% until the trend reversal is confirmed, right? I would not blame you at all, because right now is not a time to be confident, as I just said. Now, next support's 17.5k. I think we'll get there relatively soon. We need to know how they'll hold up. Now, we have some events coming up. We have CPI in exactly 1 week from today, and that's going to cause some volatility as well. We have the Ethereum merge on the 15th. We have FOMC on the 22nd. We have bullish divergence on Bitcoin in the daily time frame, and we have bullish divergence on Bitcoin on the hidden bullish divergence on Bitcoin regular bullish divergence on Bitcoin on the weekly time frame as well. On top of all of this, we do have this level, shout out to Megawell Crypto for pointing this out. We do have this level 34 on the RSI and the 3-day chart. We have basically reached support at that level. That is a very strong level. If we drop that, we can expect another capitulation event. But that lines up with 17.5k as well. So to act like 17.5k is such a minor level and it's not going to hold, I think it's a bit of an under. I think 17.5k does have a relatively decent chance of holding. Do I think it's likely that it'll hold? I don't know. I don't know. But I can say that it is a formidable support zone that needs to be considered as very serious, because it is a serious support zone. And I can say as well, generally speaking on Bitcoin, what do we do when we bottom out? Well, we do this, right? We round out. We find the first low and we round out. That seems consistent with 17.5k. We did it in 2018 as well, and we did it in 2015. We found the first low, we went up a little bit, and then we rounded out later. We rounded out. That's typically what happens in bear markets. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see the bottom at 17.5k. What I am surprised of is how soon we've gotten there, and that's the thing that is instilling doubt into my mind. I also consider the macro situation not by any means secure yet. And so yeah, look, saying that, 17.5k is going to be the bottom is a bit of an overstatement. I think it's too early to tell. I simply think it is too early to tell. I think there is a very strong chance that we can go lower. And that's why I've spread out my buying plan accordingly. All the evidence that I have for Bitcoin really is in the buying plan. We have broken down on the S&P 500 as well. We're heading towards support in the S&P 500, probably at 3,800. And on Bitcoin dominance, what's interesting about this drop is that when we saw the first drop in June, we actually went upwards on the Bitcoin dominance. Now we're going downwards dramatically towards support, and that's indicative of a very bearish trend. So look, we're definitely going to be testing that 17.5k level. Whatever happens there, we'll see. And we're going to have to react to it as it happens. And if we have to buy Bitcoin, we have to sell Bitcoin, we have to do all these things. At the end of the day, it's all pointed towards trying our best to get the best average price on Bitcoin. And we will have many opinions that will be altered in the future. All of this stuff, it's up for alteration. I'm not sticking. The reason why I've changed my buying plan is because why would I stick to it? Do I have an obligation to stick to it? No, I don't. If the charts look different, I will change the way I behave on Bitcoin, right? That is, very basic stuff. What I do know is that the rest of the month will be very volatile. We have 3 major events, and we're drifting towards support from a region which we have no support currently. This will be a very intense month for Bitcoin. I think September, honestly, I think this month will be the most intense month for Bitcoin. I think this is the highest volatility we'll see in a month until the bottom is actually in, right? And possibly for years on end, right? This month will determine a lot for Bitcoin, and people need to keep an eye out for that. So without further ado, I'll put you over to the shills here. If you're interested in becoming a VIP member with the Wolves of Crypto YouTube channel, you can go to my YouTube homepage and you can click on the join button. This will open up a tab that shows you all of the perks you get for becoming a VIP. I'll quickly go through them now. There's 4 trading setups per week in spot and short positions, which is the main thing that people join for. Additionally, you've got prioritized reply to comments, meaning I will prioritize replying to your comments over people who are the free subscribers, the free channel members, because obviously as the channel grows, there's going to be more and more comments. I'm not going to be able to get back to all of them. And so the VIP members, I will prioritize getting back to first. We've got a 2-hour lecture on market psychology, which many people have said to me is the most valuable video I have made. And then we've also got exclusive Telegram group access, where you gain access to a Telegram group in which VIP members share charts and discuss trading strategies and ideas, and the signals that I post into the VIP group as well. All of that is just 40 AUD a month, which works out to be around 28 USD a month. If you're looking for an exchange to use for cryptocurrency trading and you're sick of your current exchange, or you're just looking for a better exchange, I'd highly recommend you sign up to the BitGet Exchange. There's many reasons for that. The first reason being it's non-KYC, which means it lines up with the fundamental values of cryptocurrency, decentralization on your end, which is perfect. It's also got 5 times lower fees than Binance, which is insanely cheap, which means you'll be saving a massive amount of money by trading on this exchange, which of course is one of your main intentions. On top of that, so it's 5 times less fees than Binance, it's decentralized, and on top of that, not your keys, not your crypto. That's not really a massive problem with this exchange, because they've got a protection fund which they've dedicated 6,000 Bitcoin and over $100 million into that protection fund in order to secure the funds of the users. Meaning, if something happens on the exchange and you lose your funds, it's not guaranteed, but there's a very good chance that you'll be able to recover those funds through use of the exchange's protection fund. And the last thing as well is if you sign up using my referral link, which by the way would support the channel, I'd highly recommend you do that, which you can find in the description below. If you sign up using my referral link, you can gain access to a reward center as well and gain access to over 4,000 USD in rewards by completing various tasks. So lastly, I'll just say it again, please sign up using my referral link. It takes 5 minutes and it helps out the channel a lot. Thanks, guys. I'd also like to give a quick shout out to the Crypto Academy. This is a course developed by myself and Megaworld Crypto. We're teaching people how to trade. Become a trader. A 10-unit course is, like the title, a 10-unit course that teaches people how to become traders. We teach people how to analyze charts. We teach people how to take profitable trades, how to master TA, whatever it may be. You can go on the website and you can read a bit about this, but ultimately I'll give you a quick rundown. 10 units, starting from fundamental cryptocurrency concepts, going through to technical analysis, going through to market patterns, indicators, candlestick formations, profitable mindsets and psychology, and then finally how to find trades. We've got about 450 slides, 80 videos, 8 worksheets, and a trading diary, which means we're targeting all of the core psychological groups of how to learn things, right? We've got visual learners, we've got verbal learners, we've got people who learn using practical skills like practice. We've got many different things there. We're targeting all those groups. We've also done an extensive market analysis on what TA courses are currently available. And we can tell you right now, for the price you're paying for this course, and in general, this is the most extensive course you will find that finds all of the information relevant to teach you how to trade, gives you lifetime access after a one-time payment. So if you're interested in finding out more about the course, go ahead and email cryptoacademycourses@gmail.com and we'll get back to you with all the relevant information. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.